What's up, y'all? I am back, and honestly I don't know why the lighting is so off for real, so I'm not even gonna get into the meditation or anything. We about to go through this video. I really feel like I need to meditate because of the topic that I'm about to come upon. Like, yeah, I feel like I do need to meditate, but we just gonna breathe. You know what I'm saying? Today's topic is trauma. Trauma bonds, childhood trauma from situations that you can't get from, blase, right? Now, understand that anybody can have trauma. Anybody can withhold this thing. Anybody can have it and not even know that they have it. You know, things of such, right? So with trauma, like, with the spiritual aspect of that situation, it's very serious, because you can have a type of trauma bond towards you, as far as a detachment issue, a rejection issue. Like, that's trauma. Like, coming from, let's say you got a childhood trauma, you coming from a place of childhood where your parents didn't show you that emotional love, or you coming from a childhood that your parents wasn't in your life, or you coming from a childhood you didn't know your parents, or coming from a childhood of abuse, you coming from a childhood of, you know, assault type junk, you know, stuff like that, right? So those are that is trauma, whether you know it or not, whether you think it is or not. It is, and it's something that you have to release. You know, I'm not going to say that this trauma situation happens for a reason, or, you know, it's just life. Like, anything can happen in life, bro. So you just got to expect the unexpected, right? And it just determines on how you take that trauma and transmute it, right? So you can take that trauma, let's say, I'm just using examples, right? But this is the biggest example I'm going to use, right? Let's take this as a trauma example of a serial killer, right? Serial, right? So let's say in their childhood, they never let go of, maybe they saw somebody get dropped, or, you know what I'm saying? They saw that, or that's what was mentally in their head or something, you know, blase, right? That is something that can cause that trauma to travel to them and attach to them and make them something that they not, right? And I'm trying to make that in the most, like, because in the same sense, I had to hop back on the scene because somebody this is why I got trauma. Some of this trauma is from this nigga that's about to walk in the door. Like, damn. So, no, but I mean, you know, but you know, and I had to learn how to transmute that and change it into something else. And every single time there was some type of trauma and some type of bondage within the situation, I will literally transmute it. It depends on what you do with this trauma, because trauma can bring you higher, trauma can bring you lower. It just depends on how you alchemize that energy. Oh, you may not understand the terms that I'm using right now, but you will if you constantly keep watching and learning with me. All right, so the best way, I just really kind of told you the best way to take on trauma. The best way to do it is to forgive it. Forget a situation, whatever the trauma situation was. Forgive it. Feel that emotion, you know, like, and forgive it. And move on. You gotta keep moving on. You cannot be attached to certain things. You can use it. You can take it and utilize it for the better. That's what trauma is to me. And some people don't understand that the more you hold on, like, I know somebody that holds on Like haven't seen them. I wouldn't see them for, and we not naming names and stuff, but I wouldn't see them for so long, and I come back and it's the set. You still think I'm what? That's what it feel like to me. Like, why I'm progressing, you still thinking about the old me. This is evolution. This is the soul. I'm constantly changing for the better. Okay? For the better. There's nothing wrong with change. And I hate the fact that people think that they should stay the same. Because no. That's like a motherfucker. Use metamorphosis and shit, right? The butterfly, the cocoon, transfer, the baby to an adult. How do you think your soul is going to be the same? I'm just saying. How do you think? But that's like, don't get me wrong. Don't get me wrong. That's like a adult that is per se childish, right? Now there are adults that are childish and they're just spirit-like, like as far as their child, like they make jokes, they crack, you feel me? They crack jokes and all that shit, whatever. But when it comes down to some adults, they'll handle it. When it's wrong from right, they'll handle it. You feel me? When their daughter or son not do it, they'll handle it. You feel me? You could be a friend to your child or whatever, but you gotta handle it in the same sense, right? And then there are people that are childish and like literally their mental is still like in high school, or like, for example, the first day you wake up you want to go party or something, or for example, the first day you wake up you thinking about you not only a grown, you know, shit, you feel me? And it's a split with that, because I can be childish all outdoors, but when it comes to handling something, I hate handling business. I hate taking, I don't know where I'm going with this, but I hate handling business and all that stuff, but I get it done. You feel me? We went in a whole different, I'm just giving y'all examples of trauma, and I went into childish and change and the soul, but this is how I go, man. The topics can go everywhere, for real. But it's a lot that come with that. It's always take things as a stepping stone for me, as learning, bro. So don't ever look at anything as good or bad, or like, fuck, why this happened to me, you feel me? Because that specific scene in your life of trauma could spark a whole nother you. And that's what it did for me. That's what I had to look back and see. You feel me? But yeah, I'ma leave it at that. I feel like I got out a lot that, not a lot, but the basics and what you can do and the importance of it, the way that you can change your perspective on it. You feel me? It's always a way to change your perspective on a bad thing. That's why I say bad things are not specifically bad, because if you change your perspective and see the outcome of what happened and what you learn from it, it'll be a whole different scenario. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, that's what anything, that's what everything. If I ever talk about anything that's supposedly bad in your mind, I want you to take my words and see that I'm changing the way that you view it, because it can help you. Flat. But this is Live Uncut and Real. And make sure you like, comment, subscribe, and make sure you come back, because I will be here.